Folks, welcome back. Hour number 3 of the Steve Malzberg Show. It's Wednesday again, and that means at this hour, it's time for our friend Charles Hurt, columnist for again. And that means at this hour, it's time for our friend Charles Hurt, columnist for...
Steve, how are you?
I'm fine. And, when I saw your column today... I said, boy, what a perfect, you hit it on the head. You thought of this, how that woman who stood behind, the pregnant woman with diabetes, stood behind Barack Obama on the podium the other day when he touted what a great product Obamacare was, and don't worry about these glitches, so to speak. It's still a great product. Go buy it, etc. And this woman, who never should have been there in the first place because of her condition and the sun and the heat, she almost passed out. And the title of your piece today at the Washington Times is "Ineptness of Obama Leaves America Staggering." And that's a perfect analogy between what happened and where we all are.
Yeah, she really did look like America standing back there. As her, you saw her, and the run-up to it was like a full minute where she started kind of getting wobbly, and her eyes started kind of rolling around, and she started looking around. She was clearly disoriented. It is exactly how I think we all feel right now as we wander into this disaster. But what's so amazing about it is, who into this disaster? But what's so amazing about it is, who don't wait? But who could have ever guessed that it would have collapsed so spectacularly? Don't wait. But who could have ever guessed that it would have collapsed so spectacularly?
Fix these computer problems, whether it's in a month or a year. And now we're starting to hear MarketWatch.com, as I know you're aware of, now reports that the Obama administration may be willing to give Americans extra time to sign up. They're giving all kinds of excuses for it, but obviously it's impossible to sign up now almost, and you can't fine people for something not having something they can't get. And more Democrats are starting to say, let's postpone the the deadline to set up or to sign up. But the problems go so much deeper than the website. Every day, look, I see today 300,000 privately insured people in Florida alone are losing their insurance because the policies they have don't meet the requirements of the Obamacare. You got to have protection for baldness and pregnancy and all these things, and half the people don't need it. It is so insane. But my fear is I still don't know how to get rid of that. I don't know how to get rid of the whole thing.
Well, Steve, I think you're exactly right about this, and it's a danger for conservatives and for Republicans to focus too much on these glitches because, like you say, they will get fixed eventually. They'll bring in Mark Zuckerberg to come in and fix all of it, and then it will be really terrifying because then we'll actually be enrolled in Obamacare, and then that is where the certain demise of America will happen because, of course, because it's the federal government and the whole reason that healthcare prices are skyrocketing and have been for the past 20 years is because the federal government is already the single largest actor in the healthcare marketplace because of Medicaid, Medicare. They're the ones that drive prices in the healthcare sector, and that's why it's so insane. And the arrogance of this president to think, oh, well, the problem here is we don't have enough federal government involved in health care. Good grief. The arrogance of thinking that, well, we just need to get everybody's names and, we'll get everybody signed up on a website and then we'll just take care of all of it. It's total baloney, and it's going to be with us until we finally, some sane people get in charge and dismantle it and destroy it.
I guess, and we're talking to Charles Hurt of the Washington Times here on the Steve Malzberg Show. Kathleen Sebelius was interviewed yesterday, and what a disgrace she is. I mean, just based on that interview alone, she deserves to be fired. But when Sanjay Gupta, who, by the way, is if you, I don't know if you saw Sanjay Gupta on 60 Minutes with Cheney. They're now insinuating that not insinuating. They're basically saying to Cheney, you had limited blood flow to the brain for all these years because of your heart conditions. You weren't at full capacity making all these decisions. Something was wrong with you. Were you depressed? Did you feel impeded? Did you feel? I mean, and he's like, no. I guess they should ask Obama how his brain is impacted by all his drug use as a kid. But that's never going to happen.
These people, they play by different rules.
Oh, it's unbelievable. But Sebelius actually said, Charles, I know you know this, that he said, what, you had 3 years to do it? She said, we needed 5. We needed 5 years.
We need 5 years to get this going. And what's really funny is, the truth is, they've had 8. We've given them, the American people gave them 8 years to do this, and it's still a total, complete disaster. But I think that, oddly enough, Sebelius is kind of protected in a way because she's so bad. It's almost like she's covered in a slime that protects her. And the reason is this, because for as long as the Obamacare thing stinks as badly as this does right now, then they're going to want somebody to take up, to soak up some of the toxic sludge that is just emanating all around this place. And they would rather it not be President Obama, and so they can just kind of, take her out there and kind of mop up some of the vitriol and let her soak it up. But the other thing is that even and she made this valiant effort to sort of be a team player and say, "Oh no, President Obama didn't know anything about any of this stuff. It was all our fault." And then you saw in the New York Times where she's got these people, her allies, or I suspect she was saying this off the record to the New York Times. I don't know that, but where they're saying, "Oh no, it's all the White House's fault. It's not Sebelius." So there's this behind the scenes nasty warfare going on. But President Obama is not ever going to get rid of her. And because the other reason why they're never going to get rid of her is because, can you imagine if the Senate were to conduct confirmation hearings for a replacement to Kathleen Sebelius? It would be a riot. I mean, there would be wall-to-wall coverage, and it wouldn't, whoever the nominee was, unless it was Ted Cruz, the entire thing would be Obamacare on trial, and it would be so daggum entertaining.
That is absolutely true. We're talking to Charles Hurd of the Washington Times on the Steve Malzberg Show. CBS had a report earlier this morning on their morning show, which spoke volumes, and it talked about how if you do get on the healthcare website, they have the shop and browse feature where you see what the policy might cost you. But the problem is they give you 2 age categories. You don't enter your age like other medical insurance websites. You put 50 or below 50. And if you choose below 50, they give you the typical price for a 27-year-old male, and that's your price that they give you, even though it's inaccurate. And if you're over 50 or 50 or over, they give you a 50-year-old price, and if you're 65, it turns out to be at least double that amount, but you don't know it. I mean, I don't even know what to say anymore.
It's the federal government. That's the federal. What did Ronald Reagan say about the 10 most dangerous words in the English language? Where hi, I'm here from the federal government. We're here to help you.
Right.
I mean, it's the only way. And the sad thing is, I think a lot of these people, and I think probably President Obama himself, really, they like the idea of this because they want to help people. They want to do good for people. Now, I think that they're naive and shallow, and they've never spent any time thinking about any of this, because the problem is it doesn't work. The reason that Americans are opposed to Obamacare isn't because we have some high-minded reason that go back to the Federalist Papers where we're opposed to socialized medicine. People are opposed to it because it doesn't work, and Americans are very practical, and when something doesn't work, they get upset, and there's no better example of that than the notion, the arrogant notion that the federal government can step in between you and your doctor, between you and your insurance company, between you and your the people that make healthcare decisions, and fix it all and make it all go away.
It is so scary. It is so scary. There was a piece. I'm sorry to interrupt. There was a piece at the. I know I kept it. Yes, the Daily Caller by Katie McHugh, and I just had Katie McHugh on a little while ago about how Obamacare is going to try to segregate patients by race. Because if you go back in it, there's a program that provides scholarships and loan repayment support for individuals from disadvantaged backgrounds serving in the healthcare profession. It gives funding for the Health Careers Opportunities Program, which supports schools that recruit and train individuals from disadvantaged backgrounds. Basically, it's based on this premise that was written about in an 2009 report by the Center for American Progress that says research suggests that healthcare providers' diagnostic and treatment decisions, as well as their feelings about patients, are influenced by patients' race or ethnicity. In other words, white doctors are racist. We need more minorities in the healthcare system. So we got this affirmative action program built into Obamacare that's going to forgive the student loans for any minorities who want to come into the program, and for colleges that educate them, their tuition will be supplemented. This is social engineering. It's probably against the law, but it's in the bill.
Yeah, and of course, I don't think they know it. In fact, I don't even think, as time goes on, I start to think that maybe even President Obama didn't actually read the thing before he signed it.
I think he wrote this. I think he wrote this provision, though. Doctors are now they're racist. Remember, he said that they would cut off a leg rather than treat diabetes, and take out tonsils rather than treat a sore throat to get the money. So of course they're also racist.
Yeah, of course. And, the other thing, the one good thing, good news out of it all that we've had this week was when upon learning that the entire Spanish language website has gone down.
Yep.
And when you go into it, but they're offering this thing in like 100
languages,
different languages.
Yeah.
I thought you were supposed to learn English when you became an American.
Oh, my God.
Am I confusing that?
Yeah, you are confusing. You must be xenophobic and racist, Charles. Come on.
Of course.
Now, listen, by the way, Dana Bash is reporting on her Twitter feed. This is a linked on Drudge that a senior Democratic source tells her every Senate Democrat running in 2004 is going to back Senator Shaheen's proposal to delay the enrollment deadline.
Wow. Yeah, that's and it's amazing that the White House didn't run out and embrace that idea a long time ago. But I think it goes to the heart of the fact that I think they're totally delusional, and they're street fighters, and they're playing, they're fighting from alley to alley, and this is not about policy. It's not about it's not about any of that at this point. This is not about policy. It's not about it's not about any of that at this point. It is all.
A minute and a half. I want to ask you about Alan Grayson, his fundraising letter with the cross, like a KKK, and it said Tea Party after the T was lit with flames. Marco Rubio was on earlier, and he commented on that. He said that Grayson's been a disgrace for 6 years. He's been an embarrassment for 6 years. Of course, they're both from Florida, and that the mainstream media enables him. And he said, imagine if it was a Republican doing this. Your take on Grayson?
He's exactly right. You want to know who's racist here? It's not the doctors. It's the freaking media. The media is racist because he is. If you are a black politician, you get a free pass on pulling totally race baiting sort of stunts just like this. And I know. I mean, it's a lower standard that they have for civility. Yep. And for accomplishment that you find in the media, and I might add the overwhelmingly white media that covers politics, and it's disgraceful, and it hurts. I would argue that it hurts race relations, and it hurts the people that it gives that leg up to, because they do things like this and embarrass themselves. Yeah.
All right, Charles. I really thank you. Great time talking to you. We'll speak to you next week. Thanks.
Thanks, Steve.
Take care. Charles Hurt, ladies and gentlemen, Washington Times columnist, here on the Steve Malzberg Show. Insanity reigns supreme. 877 Newsmax, 877-639-7629. 877 Newsmax which is 877-639-7629. Love to hear from you. Steve Malzberg Show, Newsmax TV.